So when I go to Laravel's framework repository, I see a lot of uses of the tab helper. So like if you search tab, you will see hundreds of uses of this tab helper function. So let's see what this function is. So for that, let's go to a project where I have created a controller. This is just a user controller. And what I'm going to do is, let's say that I want to save user's name and then access in the cache and then access it later. So for that, I will write a function. Let's say that, okay, public function save user name. Okay, and I can save it as like take the name as a parameter. Let's take it actually name, and then what I will do is I will use the cache class like this, and then I will call the cache sets method cache set key name, and I will pass the value as whatever name you are giving. So now let's say that I want one more function where I can access this name. Function get username, and I do not want to pass anything here. And now I have two way. Let's say that I want to flush that key also, which I set in the cache after getting it. So let's say I got this name, then I will have to write it like this. Name equals cache get name, and then I want to flush the name. So forget name, and then I will have to return the name variable. Now this is okay. This is okay for smaller functions, but can we sort, like can we reduce the length? So this should work. Let me show you. I mean this. Let's make sure that this function is working. So I will say that user equals new user controller, and then I will say that users save username, and I will pass Taylor, and then I will say that user, let's return it. Let's return whatever we get. So return user get username, and if I execute it, this should give us the name whatever we set in the cache. As you can see, this is giving us the name. So like how can we reduce it further? So let's try to use the tab helper. So let's say that, okay, return tab cache get name, and we can use the callback further on if we want to, and it gives us an option of running further functions. So let's say function, and like if you need to, you can like it will return whatever the value is getting returned by the cache get. So if you want to use the value, we can take the value, like let's take the value for now. We will see how we can use it. So let's say that we got the name, and let's write this function further on, and you are seeing it highlighted because this is let's remove this code, And now what we can say is whatever callback we want to perform, we can perform further on this. So let's say that let's write one more function, public function echo hello, and let's just say that it will echo hello. And now if I go and run this, let's call return dollar this echo hello. Okay, so we can further perform this whatever call we want to do, and if I execute it, this should return hello and Taylor. So Taylor, it is like it is first executing the callback function, and then it is giving like the value of hello, and then it is returning whatever the return value was given by the cache function. So if I remove this return, you will see that it is not returning us the hello, it is just returning us Taylor. Now further on, can we how can we reduce it, how can we further optimize this function? So you can write it in one liner if you do not have to return anything. So you can just say, let's say that I do not have to print hello, I have to forget the user cache value, whatever it is. So I can say function, since I'm not going to use that I'm not going to use that name value, I will just say that okay, either I can say that call this like echo hello, and it will call echo hello. Let's run it, and it should call echo hello, or whatever function we want to perform. We can just say okay, cache forget, okay, or cache forget, and I can say that I am done with the name, and I do not want further the name value. So this I'm going to remove, so that we can be sure that okay, this is not getting executed, and if I run it further, you will see that I'm getting Taylor echoed. So let's do one more thing. Let's say that I want to store the return type somewhere. Let's verify that okay, cache forget is working. So how can we verify it? Let's say that okay, I'm using it here like this, and let's call this again. Return control D. Let's not return it. So if theoretically this call has forgetting the name, then this should not give us the name. This should give us a null value. You see, this have given a null value because this call already, because when we called it first time, we said that okay, forget the name, and now in the second time when we are calling it, there it is not getting the name value. So that is why it is forgetting it. If we remove this line and run it back again, it will control shift T, and it will give us the name. So this is use of this tab function, which you can further use to optimize your code. And the collection method also have a tab function, the Laravel collection, whose use cases is a bit different, but we will talk about that in some other day. Thank you.